What's up, my ninjas? I'm Strident, and today we are taking a look at the Marvel Select Venom figure. This figure's awesome. It's the Venom we deserved, but it took a long time for us to get. This is a very thorough looking figure. He towers over Spider-Man, and you'll see more about him. So what's up, my ninjas? So I'm reviewing the Marvel Select Venom figure, and you guys know, if you've watched a lot of my reviews, I love Marvel Select. I always felt like, even when they didn't do a lot of articulation, they were just as good as Marvel Legends. It's just a lot of people preferred all this articulation because it sounds like you're getting more. You know what I'm saying? What I found in my experience is that when a figure has less points of articulation, you can do more with it, you know? Less points of articulation also mean that the figure itself will stand better. So, in the early days of Marvel Select, I didn't mind that they didn't have many points of articulation. That Thanos figure, how come we didn't get a Marvel Legends Thanos? That was another thing. They always gave us a good selection. Now, when it comes to this figure, here's a version of Venom unlike any other versions that we got before. I mean, look at that stature. We should have got that a long time ago. Not that knuckle dragon monstrosity that we got with the Spider-Man Legends. I mean, it wasn't until, I want to say, the later Spider-Man Legends, probably the last wave or second to last wave with that Scorpion version of Venom, did we get one with a decent body. And even that one's body was just a little too exaggerated in a strange way that kind of, it doesn't quite fit the character as a whole. It fits a handful of versions of the character. So I really love this figure. I only had the Venom with the suction cup hands and the goo that spews out of his chest from Toy Biz way back in the early 90s. I think it was the first Venom figure that Toy Biz had done, aside from, or that we had gotten aside from maybe the Secret Wars stuff. And I don't think Venom was actually one of the characters. He could have been, because I know they did Marvel superheroes later. But anyway, I got an old, like, goofy looking Venom figure. Hands were sticking out straight and everything. He was really lame looking. So this is like the ultimate treat, and I'm so happy I waited. Every single little detail, from the extra head with the teeth that look like brushes almost, you know what I'm saying? You see these teeth? They're floppy, but they bite. And then the removable tongue. This is something I always wanted in a Venom figure. I mean, look at that. That's crazy. How come we didn't get this with Marvel Legends? Matter of fact, why is it that Marvel Legends never come with this much random, like, accessories that add to the value of the figure? You know what I'm saying? This, you've seen this a couple times. If you played Web of Shadows, you saw like a giant version of this with 3 heads. This is some creepy shit that you see often with the symbiote. I mean, this could be the symbiote in your displays by itself. I mean, look at that. This thing crawling around trying to do stuff. Also, I mean, that's creepy. Also, wow. that's probably my biggest complaint with this figure, is that he can't stand for shit. His legs are really bad. One of the better things about this is that all the hands, these hands that are on this thing, they're all interchangeable. He has an extra pair of forearms that stick to his actual forearms. See this little peg right there? Right there. This sticks in there so that you can do the whole spider image. You know, once you put it in that hole, now you've got an extra arm. You see that? So if you wanted to do the whole like man's, you know, human spider look, you actually can do so. And I dig that. I mean, look at that. Right there. Oh, multiple arms, right? Then you put this on and he has 8. Or 6, I'm sorry. 8 limbs if you count his legs. 6 arms if you count the extra arms. And that's, ooh, that does not look nice. This is what I'm saying, that I love about this figure, and then there's things I hate. Now, what I hate about the figure is the fact that his legs are so freaking slack. It's frustrating. I mean, look at this shit. What the hell? And that's how he was out of the package. I don't like that. That bothers me to no end. That is the singular knock I have against this figure. I mean, he could have had double jointed knees and elbows. I'm not so much a stickler for that kind of stuff. That's, you know, it's a design preference. If you feel like doing that, you do it. If you don't, you don't. They obviously didn't feel like doing it, so they didn't do it. He comes with several sets of hands. These scary claw hands, which are more what we're used to seeing on Venom. He comes with the hands that you see on his extra set of arms. Those hands that you see there. He comes with the 2 extra heads. There is the classic Mark Bagley style Venom with the tongue sticking out of his face that I showed you earlier, which is pretty awesome. I like it a lot. And then there is the, once again, almost Mark Bagley, Todd McFarlane style Venom face. That shit is amazing. I mean, look at that. They really got that off. So you have a lot of options as far as displaying him. My favorite, the Todd McFarlane head, the big old grin. It's nice to see that face again. So this figure is one of those that's, I'm gonna say it's a win, 100% win. I love the fact that he's bigger than Spidey, most versions of Spider-Man. I love the fact that he's got that hulking physique. I love the amount of menace that, you know, characters of this stature tend to have over their smaller counterparts. I love the fact that there's so much display, so many display possibilities with this figure. Like I said, the only gripe I have with him is he's got very slack legs because he's very top heavy. But besides that, this is a win. So if you see it, this figure goes for about 20 bucks. You can get him online, or you could get him. You could get him online, or you could get him on, like, I don't know, your local comic book store, because Marvel Select figures are usually not that expensive. They're usually about 20 bucks. Sometimes less, depending on your store, and depending on how long the figure's been out. So if you see this one, snatch it up. I mean, you're getting more in the package than you get in any Marvel Legends package. It even kicks the shit out of a DC-UC figure in the sense that you've got all those accessories and you've got all this posability. I mean, he even has the DC-UC style hip joints. I mean, he doesn't have the same amount of, you know, range of motion, but they're there. All in all, you just get so much for your money. And that's what's lacking from a lot of toy releases these days from the bigger toy companies. And you look to Marvel or Diamond Select, you know, Marvel Select, and you can get that. I mean, look at all that. and the sculpt, the paint work, it's light years beyond what we get in the package with Marvel Legends figure, which now, as of the Infinite series, they're about the same price. It's 20 bucks a pop, you know? This guy cost me 17 bucks at my comic book store. So if you guys are not already jumping on your Marvel Selects, excuse me, you need to. You need to. There's no excuse. You can't call yourself a smart collector or a real collector if you're overpaying for less figure. You know what I'm saying? The idea is to get more for your money. And I mean, they're figures, you know, paying inflated prices online is stupid when you could just pay a decent price and get all that figure. You know what I'm saying? So if you have the opportunity to go to your comic book store and they have a nice little selection of Marvel Selects, or they can order them, you need to find this figure and you need to jump on it and pay whatever they're asking for at the comic book store, provided it's a reasonable price. You know what I'm saying? I say, though, as far as prices go for this guy, if they ask for about 25 bucks, that's about it. 30 bucks maybe at the most is what I would pay for this guy. He's worth more, don't get me wrong, but, you know, I wouldn't go nuts with him. So anyway, Marvel Select Venom, must buy. I'm Strident, this is my story, and I'm sticking to it, and I will catch you on the next review. Peace outside.